Hello everyone. In this video, I'll be talking about one of the many trolls that frequent the comment section of the Atheist Experience YouTube channel. This particular troll has many alts. Here are just a few. Some people call him NEPy from one of the alts that he's used with Never Ending Party. In this video, I'll call him Pokey, and that's because we know he's been to the Pokey. In fact, for over 7 years. This came to light because he had constantly bragged that he was a retired millionaire medical doctor, but with a little sleuthing, and because he doesn't seem to understand how the internet works, it was possible to find out who he is. I am of course not going to dox him and reveal who he is in real life, but what we do know is that he's a liar and a crook. He's a chiropractor, or I should say he was. He had his license suspended twice, each time when he was convicted of some serious felonies. And the second time he got his license suspended, I guess that it was a bit hard for a twice convicted felon to get his chiropractor license back, even in Florida. So if he's retired, my guess is that he didn't really have a choice. And if he ever was a millionaire, it was likely due to some ill-gotten gains, since he now lives in a mobile-built home in rural Florida. And the other thing that he's known for in the comments section is that he claims that he's won all his debates against atheists. I guess the criminal court judges and the licensing board members must not have been atheists, since he's lost to all of them. So when he says he's been winning for 50 years, what he really means is that he's made anonymous posts and declared that he's won. And that's really the only way he can win, since he can't even defend his claims. I've challenged him multiple times to debate me, to demonstrate to everyone how he is able to win. And yet, he has continually run away. He's gone as far as to pretend that YouTube comments count as a debate, and he wants to debate in the safety behind his keyboard. So there are a lot of things I can say about him, but for this video, I wanted to respond to a particularly unbelievable post that he recently made. And here it is. On the question, if God is a loving God, why do bad things happen to good people? Now, this is a very common question that people, both theists and atheists, have about God, and it's a legitimate question. But he says there's a problem even asking this question. And the problem is not God, the problem is us. The problem is anyone who even asks this question of God. Now, the question that we should be asking, according to Pokey, is how on earth can a holy and righteous God know what I did and thought and said yesterday and not kill me in my sleep last night? Pokey believes in an omnipotent God, one that created this universe that's billions and billions of light years across, is somehow concerned about some semi-intelligent organism in a little planet somewhere. And this God is doing us a favor, granting us boon, just by not murdering us in our sleep. For Pokey, this God has every right to kill us in our sleep, since the behavior of humans must be so odious to this God. Again, an omnipotent God and the supposed creator of the universe is getting all triggered because of something I did or thought or said yesterday. And it's this cowering mindset that he thinks is the appropriate way to approach this potentially murderous God. Because remember, this God has committed a planetary genocide of almost all life on the face of this earth. And he's commanded his people in the past to attack others and kill every man, woman, child, and animals. Us humans call that type of order a war crime. For a God like that, a few more murders here and there in your sleep isn't going to change things much. And he goes on to say, if you ask the questions that way, then we can talk. That's what he says. Until you ask the questions that way, you don't understand the issue. Until you ask the questions that way, you believe the problem is out there. Until you ask the questions that way, you believe that there are somehow some individuals who in and of themselves deserve something other than the wrath of Almighty God. Every breath you take is not yours. How dare you steal from Him because the last breath you took belonged to Him and you're never going to give it back. The problem is you. You are saying that you are the measure of all things when it's Christ. The problem is that you judge God on how well He carries out your agenda for the world. You want a God that's omnipotent, but not sovereign. But He is sovereign. We are at His mercy and not vice versa. The sin of humanity is the problem, not God. For Pokey, the answer is to shut up, because God forbid that humans ask questions. So what he's saying here is that you need to presuppose that God exists and that this God is exactly the way that He interprets His God. He says to humble yourself. Ask God to show you that He's real. Accept Him in your heart and trust Him in everything. Put Him first, seek Him through prayer, read His Word, shape your life by the Bible, get in a good Bible-based church, pay your tithes and offerings, love God with all you have, get the world out of your life, and make room for Him. So basically, your fault, you need to change your ways. How dare you think that God shouldn't kill you in your sleep? And just be glad that you're still alive. Pokey can keep that God of his. He can go thank that God of his for not killing him and torturing him for an eternity. And as long as he sucks up to that God and lick his, I want to say boots, he'll be safe. He'll be admitted into that heaven. And I don't want any part of that type of God. So if you found this takedown of one of the more prolific and stupid comment trolls, please like this video and subscribe. I'm just starting to make content and will keep doing so as a hobby for now. I am also planning on having regularly scheduled live streams on Saturdays at 8 p.m. Central. Please look for the previous streams and schedule streams in the live section of this channel. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the comments.